Forecast today. There's a whole lot of fog out there. There's a little drizzle because of that fog, and we may see a little bit of drizzle come our way. Not a great chance of that, but it's really the fog, and it's become more dense, especially in Beatrice areas in Lincoln and across southeast Nebraska. So here's a live look here first at South 6th and Perkins Street, but here's a look at those visibilities. In and around Lincoln at the worst yesterday, we got around 2.5 miles of visibility. So you can certainly tell it is dense according to that reading of about a half mile at the Lincoln Airport right now. In and around a 1/4 mile in Wahoo and Nebraska City too. So some of these areas too that saw it yesterday, also seeing it again this morning, down to a mile in Beatrice. So through its worst today, this is kind of where it's expected to be, maybe dipping down to a 1/4 mile or so, and some patchy drizzle could be coming with that. So it's the fog. It's another slick day out there to just kind of take things slow through your morning commute, and this should kind of last and linger through much of the morning too in terms of this fog. There's also some half-mile visibilities out in southwest and western Nebraska through Ogallala and Scotts Bluff. So there is a dense fog advisory once again for today. This is all going to kind of feel similar to what I was talking about yesterday through much of eastern, southern, and western Nebraska. That goes until noon today. And then another winter weather advisory, but this was expanded across areas along I-80 and south, including Lincoln and Lancaster County, Beatrice, some of those areas from yesterday, but also more areas off to the west, including the Tri-Cities. This kind of gives you the feel too, in telling you the difference between all those winter weather alerts that we have, that this is the lower tier. This is just coming because of some slippery conditions were expected with a light glaze produced from some of this freezing fog and some light precipitation falling through this morning. Radar not picking up on a whole lot, maybe a little bit of light drizzle kind of headed for Fall City and kind of popping up some of these temperatures. They're a little bit warm enough that this may stay as drizzle as it falls, but on some of those surfaces that are higher up, like bridges, overpasses, this could easily freeze on some of those surfaces. And we've kind of seen that so far overnight. I noticed it kind of stepping outside earlier this morning, and it's been ongoing for several hours now. So as you can imagine, that'll certainly lead to some slicker conditions starting once again here Wednesday morning. We might also have it going into Thursday morning too, but for now through the rest of this morning, this is about 6 o'clock. Again, maybe some patchy areas of freezing drizzle with that freezing fog combining and producing some slick conditions across southeast Nebraska, even though the chance for some freezing drizzle will kind of fizzle out heading into the rest of this morning and into the afternoon, similar to how it did yesterday, and those temperatures are expected to be above freezing heading into the later morning hours, and that's kind of why that winter weather advisory just goes until 10 a.m. this morning. But again, take some caution with you. Again, low beams are the best thing to use because high beams will just throw and reflect more light back at you, and you won't see as good as you would with normal beams or those low beams that we kind of talk about. But then temperatures kind of drop off again going into tonight. Could see some more fog develop by tomorrow morning, and then heading into tomorrow morning, maybe a little bit of freezing drizzle too. So it is kind of feeling like Groundhog Day, even though that's in the extended forecast. Groundhog Day, that movie, it's certainly starting to feel like that, with just a little bit, maybe 100th or two of ice kind of possible in and around southeast Nebraska because of some of these conditions. So just something to be aware of, not only today, but likely through tomorrow morning too. Again, temperatures just not going all that far, that fast, but into this weekend, we are expected to get more sunshine, especially Saturday into Sunday, and then by Monday, and as a result, temperatures back into the 40s. February 1st in the forecast, and there you go, Groundhog Day, like I've been mentioning throughout the morning, makes it into the forecast too. February 2nd, we may even get to the 50s. So something to look forward to here in a long-range forecast, some warmer weather, and a lot more sun.
You excited for Groundhog Day?
I don't know. It's not something I usually look forward to because it's like, you know, either way it's more winter, you know, based on what he says.
Yeah.
But, you know, excited for the 50s.
I always love looking at the live shot of just like how crazy the people are during that event. It's so much fun.
I do get really excited.
Yeah.
We'll have something about
Do
that.
you want to dress up for it? You want to like wear a top hat and everything? No?
Would you like that?
No, probably
Okay.
not. All right, still ahead.